Sorry about that. Good evening, everybody. Just having a little swig of my coffee there, and just wanted to tell you what a wonderful evening I've had. I have been networking with some very lovely people tonight. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, hi Paul, I run a network group called Wightbuzz here on the Isle of Wight, and tonight I had a Wightbuzz meeting. Hi Ian, two Ians watching tonight, and Paul, thank you for coming in. Just talking about my wonderful evening. One of those Ians was a guest at my networking, and he's just sent me a picture across. I've just posted up, so if you want to see people at the networking, pop onto my Facebook page and you'll see. I've got some pictures as well, but haven't had time to put them up. Hello Eileen. I also said that I would live stream probably at the networking, but we actually didn't have a signal, and we were actually doing too much networking really to actually do much live streaming. So I apologise for that, but I will tell you about the wonderful meeting we had. It was hosted, and thank you everybody for liking, and the interaction is great because the interaction good evening. The interaction that you do on Facebook means more people actually get to see what we're doing here in the live stream. It is all about interaction and engagement, and so that's great. So every now and again I hold networking meetings. Every month I have networking meetings, and my networking meetings are very informal, very relaxed and friendly, and you don't have to arrive at the beginning and leave at the end. You can come and go anywhere in between, and some people did come when they can. I'd rather people come when they can get there. Hi Matt, rather than actually feel that if they didn't get there for 6 o'clock then they couldn't come into the meeting. That's no way what I want. I want people to feel very comfortable, to be able to come when they can, and if they need to only. Some people have sometimes been to a networking meeting just for 10 minutes. It's so valuable because even for 10 minutes people get to know you, get to see your face, and then when you're connecting on social media or anything like that, you actually will know more about the person you're talking to. So tonight it was quite a lot of new people coming to the meeting tonight. My network group is called Wightbuzz, but this was I ran it as a free meeting for anybody to come along, and we had a lovely mix. We had some people there actually who got there before I did, and I wasn't late. I was 15 minutes before the start of the meeting, and some people were already there. You love my daffodils. I put them there deliberately. I could have them over there, but I put them so that you can see them. I can share the beauty. Lovely flowers like daffodils are one of the lovely things that make me happy, and so they make me happy. I want to share them with you. Lots and lots of interaction tonight, lots of love, lots of hearts. Thank you so much, it's great. So we got Kevars Cafe was the venue tonight. Lovely Karen and Marion were the hosts, and I had put out on the social media on the event page that people would it was a free meeting. People could come along, but they'd buy their tea and coffee at the counter. And actually Karen and Marion dispensed with that and said they were going to do free tea and coffee, and they were going to make some sandwiches, which they did. So people were fed and watered, so to speak. Hi Mo. Oh, Mo's just come into the broadcast. Mo was at the networking meeting, and Mo, how did you find the network meeting? Put a message there. Tell people what you got out of the networking meeting. And if you want to come on live to talk, then you can. I'm not quite sure if your signal's very good. I know we had a signal issue before, but if you want to come on live, tell me and we'll try. If not, put a message there and say because I know that Mo particularly has made some good connections tonight, and she's got an appointment to go and see one of the other people there, and that is to go and show off her beautiful photography work. So this networking stuff this networking lark does work. Trust me, I've been running the network group since 2010. I've been networking in my group and in lots of other groups for years, and it's networking. Some people are scared of networking. Some people think, oh my goodness, that's a bit scary. Some networking groups are more formal than others. I run a very informal one. I work with a lot of startup businesses as well, and a lot of startup businesses, people maybe quite nervous going into a meeting, so I just like to keep it very free and easy. Each network group different people suit different network groups, but I have to say we had a lovely bunch of people, and I've got a list of them so I can go through and tell you who was there. So the people that got there before I was there, they were right, Mo's saying it was brilliant. She's got another possible place to sell her canvases and cards, and I hoped that would happen out of today's meeting, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Oh, actually no, let's talk about it now. We had Jane, sorry, I had to stop and think because two lovely sisters run one of our gift shops in Ryde, and they're twin sisters, and I had to stop and think which one was there tonight and which one I saw the other day, and it was Jane that was there tonight, and Sue is away on holiday. So I know that in that gift shop they support local craftspeople, and so it was wonderful that Mo was there with her canvases and her cards. Mo is a hobby. She started out as a hobby photographer, and I met her in the hobby photographers group on the Isle of Wight. I'll tell this story again. I've told it before, but I'm not a hobby photographer, but I nip in all these groups because I'm a networker, and because if I nip in the groups I meet more people and I can connect more people up, which is what I like to do. So Mo posted a wonderful picture of a photograph of a robin in the hobby photographers group, and I loved the picture and I connected with her. I said I loved the picture, and from that robin we've become good friends. Hi Eva. And as good, Mo came to my network group, and then she got her work on canvases, and then when I joined the We All Send Cards business, I tipped the wink to Mo and said, would you like to get that robin? In fact, it was a bit of a selfish motive, really. No, it wasn't. I wanted to buy cards of those beautiful robins and the squirrels that she photographs, and so when I saw that she could actually get her work onto cards at no cost to her and actually end up being paid royalties for all her cards that were sold, I couldn't hold that information to myself, and I put her in touch with the people, and she now has got quite a few cards that are being represented. Let me give you the link for that, because hang on, whoops, I haven't refreshed my page, so I can't put the link on there. And Eva's just come in. She's another one of the business, the people, card creators of We All Send Cards. So let me I'm going to give you the link. Right, wait a minute. Whoa. Sorry, folks. I'm just giving you the link to my card business, and you'll be able to find... I tell you what, We All Send Cards. Whoops, if I talk and do it at the same time, I make mistakes. Sorry about that. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you. That's more than one Paul in the broadcast, more than one Ian in the broadcast. Usually we have a collection of Karens in here. I'm not sure if any of the Karens are in here tonight. Hang on, let me just finish this link. We all think I / sorry. There we go. And that's the link to my website. You need to order some more cards. Oh, right. Well, I've ordered some cards today, Mo, and I've ordered the ones that I wanting to encourage people to go live streaming. I don't know if you saw those wonderful things I was talking about earlier. Hang on, let's put... now, this is Mo's business. Her business is called White Life Images. Right, so if you go onto my link... Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Let's have a look. If you go onto my link is live, and then if you want to find Mo's beautiful work, go onto my link, and then in the designers, on where it says search designers, put Wight Life images, you'll find her work. I could have given you a link that just linked to her work, but since we've got other people in here connected with We All Send Cards, I want you to be able to see all 3,000 cards. So if you go on the link, you'll see all the cards, but if you want to find Mo's, then go to Wight Life images once you get inside the site, and you'll be able to see that. We are raving about the We All Send Cards business because it was an amazing business to start with, and it's getting better and better. And anybody who wants a card, a particular greetings card, it seems like you can just say, this is what I want, and one of the designers will design it. Last night, and I said this in an earlier broadcast, but a lot of you perhaps weren't here. I went to the business builders page. I'm a business builder with We All Send Cards, and I went to the business builders page and said, can anybody design me a card that encourages people to go live? Because I'm always trying to get people on live stream, and because it's so important, because there's so many messages to be got out, and the best way to get them out is on live stream. Hi, Corinda. And so what I said was I wanted a card to show, to send to people, to try and encourage them to live stream. And I said it last night, and before I went to bed last night, I'd had a response. I'd had a response from some of the designers saying they would work on it, and I had a response from one of the designers who actually created some cards last night and finished them off. No, she created one or two cards last night, and today she sent them to me, they were up online so I could order. She sent them to me, but she also sent one that I've actually put as the header. Okay, certainly, Corinda, you can do that. Hi, Tony. And hi, Moira. And so if you look at my header page on my business, on my personal page, on my Lynn Blackledge personal page, the one that I'm actually live streaming through now, if you're watching through Facebook now. If you're watching on the replay and you're watching on YouTube, you won't see it. But if you're watching on Facebook Live, as I'm going live, if you look at the header, my cover picture, that is one of the cards that was designed, and that was designed by Leslie, and she trades under Eggwords Creative Cards. And what she's done is she's put a laptop, and it's got a picture of me. What she's done is she's taken the profile picture that I've got on my page, and I use Bitmoji, and Bitmoji has lovely little caricatures of me. I love all those little caricatures, and she's taken the one that I've used as my profile picture and she's put it on the screen of the laptop, and then at the side she's put a notepad that says hang on, let's see what it does say. It says 10 p.m. There's a little notepad and it says 10 p.m. live with Lynn, because she knows I broadcast live at 10 o'clock, and then above it she's put, just get on and push that damn button, because this is what we live streamers say to everybody else: just get on and push that button. And so she's created these wonderful cards that are just what I wanted. And another designer's come in with some other designs about live streaming as well, so I've got all these choices. But because I want to get so many people live streaming, I will be sending lots of cards out. And what is great is that they've designed the front, but I could put my own personalization inside. And what on the earlier live stream, I did actually show what that looked like. I'm not going to do that now because I want to tell you about all the other people that were in the room tonight. But I will be, once they arrive, I will be showing those cards off to you, because I'm having them sent to me. No, Corinda, Bitmoji, if you Google Bitmoji, you can download it. I have it downloaded to my mobile phone as an app, and I have it as an app on my computer, so I can put all these little Bitmojis onto either my desktop or onto my phone. And I just love those little characters. I have a wicked sense of humor, and it actually just gives a bit of my personality across. So I like to even put some of that inside the design, in some of the sides, some of the cards I send as well. So it's just a bit more interesting than just an ordinary emoji with a, just a smiley face or something. I just love it. There's all sorts of things there. If I want to do a shout out, I can do a little, there's a Bitmoji of me with a megaphone. Or if I want to do you rock, there's Bitmoji going you rock, or, thumbs up, all sorts of things. Hi, Carla. Oh, there's another one of the attendees tonight, just talking about this wonderful networking meeting we had tonight. So I'm going to go down the list of the people that were there. I've spoken about Mo because she was in the broadcast. Why don't I talk about Carla, who's just come into the broadcast. Carla runs a business called One Stop Business Support. And I will hopefully at some stage do a live stream with Carla so you can learn more about it. I need to meet up with Carla for coffee and get to know her a lot more about her business, because although we knew each other online, we actually only met tonight. And this is the beauty of meeting online and then taking it offline and actually getting to know each other in person. Because obviously when I do the live streams, my viewers get to know me, but I don't see them unless I bring them into the broadcast. I can only see them typing their messages. So it's lovely once you've met online to take it offline and get to know each other really well, because business works and connections work when you get to know people, when you get to know, like, and trust people. And so the fact that, that's the whole purpose of networking. You get together in a room or cafe, a restaurant, a meeting room, whatever, wherever, and it doesn't have to. Some of the best networkings I've done has been in tiny groups. Tonight we had a group of about 15, 16. Hi, Karen. And Karen was our hostess, one of the hostesses tonight. Karen, we're talking about the wonderful meeting we had tonight. If you have any comments and what you thought of it, just pop them in there. But we're getting some lovely feedback. I'm getting some lovely feedback from people who came, who loved the networking, who loved the cafe. I've seen some people already doing a review of the cafe and some lovely comments coming in. I think we can rate it a success, a good success tonight. And what I know is that was the start of something. That was the start of lots of lovely friendships. Now it's up to the people who came to continue those friendships, to keep in touch with the people that they've in touch with. I know Ian's here in the broadcast as well. Ian was in the meeting. That was Ian McCarthy, because we got more than one Ian in the broadcast. Ian McCarthy, and he is running a business called Wight Shops, which I love because it's a local business helping to promote local businesses. Basically, it's a website where local businesses for all of this year can get a free listing, and they can actually list products up there as well. I'm sure that I would like to do an interview with Ian at some stage so we can talk about that more on camera and get more people to know about that. But hi, Juliet. There are people who are doing stuff that's shop local or on the island here, but actually the origins aren't local, although the idea is supposedly to promote local. But Wight Shops is local through and through. Ian lives here on the island, and he is working on this website to help local businesses. And so we've buddied up, and I've introduced him to some people who have already getting their free listings on the website. Tonight he met some more people. And I know he's busy working on the website now, because we were having a chat just now online. And so I'm looking forward to sharing the Wight Shops website with you all, so that you can all have a look and see. Our island is full of beautiful businesses, wonderful things for people to buy. And the message is always to shop local if you can, because we have so many talented people here, and why wouldn't you want to shop local? So there we are. I think I can see Ian sending me some love across the way there, and this is what it is. We all support each other, and in the meeting tonight, I said it's really nice if you can all help each other, and it's about collaboration. It's not about being in competition with each other. We had in the room, we had a bookkeeper, an accountant, some other people. Sorry, I just got distracted because a message just came up. A lovely message came up from one of the attendees, and she's just said how nice and informal it was, and she usually finds networking quite daunting, but the group was wonderful, and thanks for letting her come. So I would love her to come again. So I shall send her a message when I finish broadcasting. But that's, you see, that's what I want. I want people not to be frightened of networking, not to feel daunted by it, and I just want to see those connections. And today it was sort of almost electric in the room. The connections. I know that Mo has connected with Jane, and they're doing some business. I saw Annette, my accountant, connecting with other businesses. We had Claire there, who's just a startup business. Sorry, I'm hopping about here, aren't I? Claire is a garden. She's just setting up a brand new garden maintenance business, and she was the one who found it was very, very nice and informal. She's just sent me a lovely message, and you know, we help each other. We help each other, especially when you're sole traders. And we have a lot of sole traders. Not all our members are sole traders. Some of them, for example, Karen's in the cafe, so she's out and she's got staff. Jane, she runs a shop with her sister. But some of us work sole business. We're solopreneurs. We work at home on our own, and that could be very isolating. It could be that, you know, you get cabin fever, you're home, you sit in your four walls. I find it's not so because I live stream all the time, so I'm actually talking to an audience out there, so I never get lonely because you're all there, or a lot of you are there lots of the time. But so networking and becoming part of a group like Wightbuzz is great because you can all chat to each other. You know, if you're having a bad day and you think the world's, or you know, you've got the world's problems on your shoulders, you can just talk to another member of the group. Once you get to know people, you can just have a chat on, either pick up the phone and talk or chat online to each other, and it really is sort of a group to support each other. In fact, one of the best relationships that ever grew in my network group, I mean, obviously it started as a business network group, but actually one of the best relationships that ever started was two girls who became fantastic friends. And that's what they got most out of it. Not necessarily business connections, but friendships. And so that was one of the big, many success stories we've had. But obviously, you know, if you're in business, you want to connect with other people and do business. And the fact is, if you get to know each other, you're able to support each other, use each other's services. Or maybe if you know, this person didn't want that person's services, but they knew their friend did, it's word of mouth. It's telling the next person that, you know, actually I've met this person, I feel really comfortable, so I'm happy to recommend this person to that person. And that's what networking is all about. I know there are lots of people who find it very scary, or they think it's scary, and actually it doesn't have to be. I think that some of the more formal groups might appear to be more scary, but every group suits different people. Some people will like the more formal approach and wouldn't like my very laid back and informal approach. I'm not offended by that because we all have our own tribes and our own people we like. The people that tend to come into my broadcasts maybe are people who like a bit of humour, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying this is any better than my group's any better than anybody else's. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is different groups and different organisations suit different people, and we all have our own tribes, and we all know who we feel more comfortable with. And the thing is, you can't please all of the people all of the time. I learned that a long time ago, and I'm not trying to please all of the people all of the time. I'm trying to work with people who want me to help and work with them, and it's a two-way process, because none of us know everything, and we're all able to help each other. And what I was encouraging tonight in the room was a collaboration, and so that is not seeing anybody in competition, but seeing, hey, well, we can buddy up and we can work together, or we can help each other out. Sharing other people's websites or Facebook pages or anything like that, that all helps to build the business. So a group like Wightbuzz, or a networking group like ours, it becomes a whole group of marketeers for your business. So as I say, I've already seen people leaving reviews for sorry, just another message pinged up there. I've seen review coming in for Kevars already. I've had some nice messages back myself. Hi, Kirsty. And so, it's been a very successful evening, and I am very pleased with it. So let's run down the other people who are in the room, because the people who got there first before I got there, and as I say, I wasn't late, I was 15 minutes early, but some people were really keen, and I didn't even know these people, and I didn't know how they knew about the meeting. So I always like to ask, because obviously I put it online, I put an event page up. Some people say that they're going to come and then don't come. Some people don't say they're coming and then do come. You actually never know till the end. But I hadn't met these people at all. And what was really interesting, they were people who have a passion about what's happening on the island, a passion about what's happening in Ryde particularly. We were in Ryde tonight. Not everybody was from Ryde. The majority were, but of course Ryde is part of the island, and we want the island to survive. And these were people who wanted to talk about the heritage of the island, the beautiful buildings. We got a lot of listed buildings in Ryde, and what I want to do is live stream with some of these people and learn much more about the history. So that was interesting. And then of course everybody can connect with everybody, so there were some really interesting conversations coming out there. It was also about working together to make sure that the voice of the people in Ryde is heard, to the people who actually are planning our town's future. They actually need to really listen to the people of the town. And one of the things I said, of course, was the best way to be heard is to keep getting on live stream and sharing that news. So I think I was getting the message out about live stream and the power of it. So that was lovely. Stella, John and Mo. So those are the people I'd not met before, or didn't even know about, and that was lovely. Hi, Janet. Marion and Karen, of course, they're the owners of Kevars, and I know them well, and they did a fantastic job. As I say, they provided teas and coffees for everybody. They provided this free, and they did some sandwiches up, which was lovely. And I know my accountant liked that, because usually she comes in, she's had a full day doing work, and she's a brilliant accountant, Annette Gregory, AG Accountancy, and she works from home. She goes out to her customers, saving them time so they don't have to take time out of their day to travel to her. She goes to meet them, and of course she doesn't have fancy offices, so she doesn't have to have fancy prices that pay for the office. And she goes out, so usually she's just finishing work and comes to the meeting, and usually has to go home to eat, but because there were sandwiches, she didn't have to leave before the end of the meeting, which was lovely. So she was able to stay longer. As I say, if they only stay for a short time, at least people get to know and see their faces, and we don't mark any bad marks for anybody who's not there the whole time. It's so important just to get there and get your face seen. Yes. So who else did we have? So that was Annette. Jane is a lovely lady from number 666, which is one of my favourite shops, and you'll see me live streaming from there. You'll see me talking about it, because I get lots of those little motivational books that I read from time to time come from that shop, and it's just a wonderful shop, so I keep mentioning it. Ian McCarthy, I've mentioned, of Wight Shops, and he's actually doing a grand job there, getting this website ready to, I think it's about ready to launch, so that everybody who's got a retail out, mostly it's for retail. Hi, Sally. Mostly it's for retail people promoting their shops, but anybody who's got something to sell here on the island is able to have a presence there. And as I say, it's a free listing all this year, so that's a fantastic opportunity. And of course, I'm introducing lots more people to do that, and it is a local business promoting local businesses, so that's what we really like. Carla, I mentioned, One Stop Business Support. She came into the broadcast just now, not sure if she's still here. Mo of White Life Images we've mentioned. Oh, I missed Sarah out. Sarah was right at the top. Sarah, she is a sort of business consultancy, so she's got some a lot of things, a lot of strings to her bow, and I'm not going to start trying to list them because I know I shall miss some out. What I want to do is meet up for oh, excellent, Mo. Look, there we are. While I've been talking about Wight shops, Mo has been talking to Ian about getting her stuff onto the website. So that's fantastic. Look, the meeting finished, but the chatting went on. How marvellous is that? So that's, Mo, I think you've had a lot out of this evening, haven't you? Because you're going to meet up with Jane and go and see her in the gift shop. You've talked to Ian, and I'm sure you've done some other networking and connections. So it's great that the meetings continued even after the meeting. The meeting finished just after 8, and they're still networking online there. And then Terry came along, and Terry hi Sarah, I met Terry on Monday night. On Monday night I was out at the Full Gospel Businessmen's monthly meal with my brother, and a very productive networking meeting it was. I really have very good vibes about the continuation of the networking. It's like dropping a pebble in a pool and just watching all the ripples keep going. But I met Terry, as I say, at this meeting on Monday night. In fact, I didn't see him. We were all sat at tables having a meal and then listening to a speaker, and I'd got my back to most of the room the way I was sitting. And after the meal and after the meeting, after the speaker, this gentleman, Terry, came up to me and said, oh, I've been told I need to meet you. Your brother says I need to meet you. And that was quite interesting because I'm the networker in the family. It's normally me going up to somebody and saying, hey, you need to connect with this person. But on this occasion, it was my brother who found out that Terry is a property maintenance chap. And David, my brother David, said he needed to talk to me. So he came and talked to me, and he was able to join us at the networking meeting tonight. And then there was Laura. She hadn't actually signed my piece of paper, but I remembered, I don't know why she didn't get on the list. But anyway, Laura Holm, she is a brilliant photographer. She works part-time in the local photography shop, which is brilliant because in that shop, great advice being given to photographers. And I know Mo was talking to Laura tonight because Mo's a photographer, and she was talking to Laura about lenses tonight. And because Laura works in the shop, she was able to give advice. What Laura also told us was the shop has won some awards, and I'm absolutely delighted with that. And I want to go to the shop and do some live streaming. So Laura's going to see if she can arrange that for me, because when we've got award winners in our midst, we need to tell everybody, because what's the point of winning awards if we don't shout it from the rooftops and say how well our people are doing? Our island here, the Isle of Wight, is full of fantastic people, fantastic businesses, fantastic scenery, you name it, we've got it here. Excuse me, sorry, talking too much. And yes, so we want to shout out about all these things. So, and then Laura herself is a very well established photographer. She was a photographer working on our local paper and the county press for many years, and then she decided to go out and run her own business, and she's establishing a nice business. Lots of people knew her anyway. She has a lovely manner, and so she is trading as LH4 Photography. So I will be live streaming with more of these people. Hi Karen. Live streaming with more of these people going forward. Safe to say, I think that it was a really, really, really good meeting. And now I'm just going to ask Karen, because I think Karen went to meet up with my son was doing a networking meeting up in Northamptonshire, I think. And Karen told me she was going to meet Tristan today. So Karen, how did you get on? I hope that went well. And if not, if you want to talk privately, then we can talk privately, or you can send me a message on here. I've got various messages coming in here, and somebody's just liking the video. Thank you, because all the interaction, the people who are liking the videos and sharing the videos, if you find that there's value in this, if there's something that's been valuable to you, please share the broadcast. If you want to see my other broadcasts, there are a lot here on Facebook, but what I do when I leave them on Facebook, but I also upload them to YouTube, and on my YouTube channel, it's Lynn Blackledge. So if you want to see what I've been up to going back, I've got lots more to upload actually. I've got behind with my uploading, but I'm trying to catch up. So if you want to see some of the stuff that I've done in the past, then please go to the Lynn Blackledge. Go into YouTube and punch in Lynn Blackledge and it will find you my page. It's 1N, Lyn, and Blackledge as it sounds. And so some of those are humorous ones. On a Saturday night I try to put humour into everything. Even in the darkest of times, I always try to keep my sense of humour going. I think it's very important, and it's probably what got me through to where I've got to today. But on a Saturday night, I particularly... Sorry, the signal dropped out for a second there. Don't know why that was. Yeah, on a Saturday night, I do Laughter with Lynn, specifically a funny one. There we are. Oh no! Oh, poor Karen. Look, she went to Tristan's networking meeting. Well worth a visit, but got lost getting there and nearly ended up in London. Getting back one day, I will learn what the sat-nav does. Oh no! So did you get lost getting there? Oh yes, you got lost getting there, but you still caught up with him, so that was good. Okay. So I think his meeting this morning. I think that's for anybody watching. That's my son Tristan. We used to network together, and now he's on the mainland, and I'm still on the Isle of Wight. So he's networking there, and I'm networking here. So and Karen actually, although she lives in Bromsgrove near Birmingham, she's actually been down here and done some networking with me down here, and we met a long time ago. So Karen and I go back a long way. So that's really what I wanted to tell you about my wonderful network meeting tonight. What I've also done today, I went into Newport on the bus. I had a couple of errands to run in Newport, and then I was in Newport bus station, and the library's right next to the bus station, and I thought I'd just pop in the library. And so I've come out with some books which will be useful for another broadcast, not now because I need to wrap up in a minute, but things like humorous quotations. I look at the size of this book, so I expect there's quite a few humorous quotations in there which I will be reading on a future broadcast. Then I thought I'd dip into a little bit of Edward Lear, Over the Land and Over the Sea, Selected Nonsense and Travel Writings. So I thought I might share some of this with you. I've got to study it first. I just looked in briefly while I was in the library, but I just thought I was looking for some new material to entertain, because I like to entertain, inspire and educate. And so, sometimes I need a little bit of help. Then there was this book. It's called Dear Me. And it says, and it not oh dear me, but dear me, and it's more letters to my 16-year-old self. And it looks like there's some famous people have written letters to themselves. I can see Danny Minogue's name on there. Forward by J.K. Rowling, and Piers Morgan's there, Stephen King. So I'm going to have a little read of this and see whether that's something I'd like to share with you going forward. Pick out some good bits of that. And then this one. Dimwit, and Dimwit is the funniest, stupidest things ever said. So I'm going to dip in there and find some funny, silly things that to add to one of my broadcasts. I'll one here. What's that one on the front? Boris Johnson. There's one from Boris Johnson. Let me share this one. It says, look, the point is, what is the point? And so I shall dip in and find some really lovely ones of those. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish up the broadcast. The battery's running down and I didn't actually plug in. Usually I plug in my charger while I'm on live in case that goes. Anyway, I thank you so much for coming into the broadcast. It means a lot that you keep coming back in. Lots of you, sometimes some people here for the first time maybe, but lots of people coming back again and again. And so it's just nice to have you here. If you find any value, please do share the videos. And love all the interaction coming in, because of course, with all the things that are going on with Facebook, the more interaction we get, the more people actually see what's going on. And so if you want to know about networking and you are on the Isle of Wight, then please get in touch, and you obviously can join the physical networking. If you want to know more about networking and you're not on the island, we can do online networking, or I can perhaps link you up with some other people. Depends where you are in the country. And so just, you know, networking is what I do. Social media is what I do. Live streaming is what I do. And so those are my areas of expertise. I'm not good at cooking. I'm not good at making music. I do sing, I make but not very well. My siblings always told me not to sing in public. Now I don't care. And I have been singing, oh yes, I'll just remember this, I have been singing the happiness song, the Ken Dodd happiness song. When he died the other day, I was looking on YouTube for Ken Dodd stuff, and I kept playing that happiness song. And you know, it just sends the happiness vibes right through. And of course, today was Ken Dodd's funeral, and I was looking at some of the stuff on social media, and I was tickled to see, well, tickled actually, that was a pun, I didn't mean to do that, but actually I was tickled to see that the Fab Four, because Ken Dodd came from Liverpool and the funeral was in Liverpool, through the streets of Liverpool. It was absolutely packed, and the funeral was broadcast to a huge audience outside, and by Ian, and I saw this picture of the Fab Four, you know, the Beatles. They've got, because they were Liverpudlians, they've got their statues there, and for today they all had tickling sticks. And isn't it funny that I said I was tickled, but that just happened. I didn't mean to say that. I was tickled because they all had tickling sticks under their arms on their statues. It looked like it was a really joyous occasion of celebrating Ken Dodd's life. And what was lovely was that on the programme, I mean, apparently he was a very humble man, and he liked to do lots for the less fortunate. And on the not the programme, you don't have a programme for a funeral, do you? Have an order of service, sorry about that. And on the order of service, I noticed on social media that it had said that he didn't want any a lot of people I suppose doing flowers or whatever. He wanted any donations that anybody wanted to make, he wanted them to go towards to help the homeless, and that's something that's dear to my heart as well. And I just loved to see that. So there were some wonderful pictures, absolutely packed. You know, he'd obviously had a huge impact on a lot of people, but I just do love that happiness song. It really does send the happy vibes, the happy hormones. So if you get a chance, do listen to it. Anyway, you've listened to me for long enough. It's lovely that you've been interacting here, and I hope to see you all in another broadcast very soon. And in the meantime, if you're here in the UK, it's nearly bedtime. It's past bedtime for some people. It's nearly bedtime for the rest of us. If you're anywhere else in the world, have a good day. Bye for now. Oh, forgot the kiss.